In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, we welcome you to the Ordinary General Assembly of Kuwait Projects Company for the financial year ended December 31st, 2021. We thank you, our shareholders, for your attendance and for your support. To begin with, I would like to note that we have the required quorum to hold the AGM at 96.358%, representing 1,809,007,954 shares. So we have the required quorum, and with this we will begin the ordinary AGM, and after that we will hold the SHAFAFIYAH forum as usual. Should you have any questions, we would be pleased to take them. Agenda of the Ordinary Annual General Assembly meeting for the financial year December 31st, 2021. 1. Review and ratify the Board of Directors' report for the financial year ended December 31st, 2021. The report is available and was published on our website 2 weeks ago as per regulatory requirements. Agreed. 2. Review and ratify the auditor's report for the financial year ended 31st of December 2021. Thank you. Of course, the auditors have reviewed the report and approved it without any reservations. If you have any questions, you can ask Saad. 3. Review and ratify the financial statement for the financial year ended December 31st, 2021. Also, the financials are available and posted on our website. Agreed. There is no objections. 4. Review and ratify the corporate governance report and the audit committee report for the financial year ended December 31st, 2021. Agreed. 5. Review the regulatory authorities' reports on violations observed and subsequent penalties, if any. There are no penalties. Good. Agreed. 6. Approval of the Board of Directors' recommendation to the General Assembly for the distribution of cash dividends at 5% of the share nominal value, i.e. 5 fils per share, after the deduction of treasury shares. This is for shareholders registered in the company's records on the due date, which is 15 working days after the date of the Ordinary General Assembly meeting. The distribution of these dividends is to begin 3 working days after the end of the record date. The Board of Directors is authorized to amend the timeline if necessary. Agreed. 7. Review the report on the company's dealings with related parties during the financial year ended 31st of December 2021, as well as future dealings that will take place during the financial year ended December 31st, 2022. Agreed. Okay. Please note that there is an objection representing 1.36%. Moving on to 8. Approval of the transfer of 10% of the net profit of the financial year ended December 31st, 2021, or KD 741,000 to be deposited in the statutory reserves account. Agreed. 9. Approval of the Board of Directors' remuneration of KD 220,000 KD for the financial year ended December 31st, 2021. Agreed. Thank you. 10. approval to authorize the board of directors to issue bonds directly or indirectly and in any form, nature, or means denominated in Kuwaiti dinars or in any other currency it deems appropriate within the limits outlined by law, authorizing the board of directors without limit or restrictions to determine the sum of these bonds, their type, tenor, par value, coupon rate, maturity date, and all other terms and conditions as per law number 7 of the year 2010 and its executive bylaws and their amendments after obtaining approval from regulatory authorities of relevance. Agreed. Please note that there's an objection representing 1.36%. 11. Approval to authorize the board of directors to buy or sell no more than 10% of the company's shares according to articles of law number 7 of the year 2010 and its executive bylaws and amendments. Agreed. 12. Discuss the allocation of 1% of the net profit of the financial year ended 31st of December 2021 for donation to charity organizations through Mashari' al-Khair charity organization. As you know, such initiatives fall under ESG guidelines. Agreed. 13. Discuss the discharge of the board of directors from any liability for their financial, legal, and administrative actions during the financial year ended 31st of December 2021. Agreed. Thank you. 14. Discuss the appointment or reappointment of only one of the company's auditors from the CMA's list of approved auditors in the financial year ended 31st of December 2021. Agreed. As such, RSM Al-Bazi' have been appointed as our auditors. There is an abstention of 0.25%. With this, we end the ordinary AGM. Thank you for attending and for your support. We wish you a blessed remainder of the holy month and Eid Mubarak. We now move on to our 19th SHAFAFIYAH Forum, where we highlight the performance of our group companies in 2021 and our outlook for 2022. And of course, you can pose your questions after the forum. Let's begin. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. To begin, our presentation today is not a proposal for purchase or investment, and you can review the disclaimer before you. (2021) is the year that saw the recovery of our group companies post-COVID. As for 2022, and under instructions from our board of directors, we will be placing a new vision and strategy that will coincide with the merger, which awaits approvals of regulatory authorities and shareholders of the two companies. We hope that this year will be the year of transformation for KIPCO so that we can embark on a new and more sustainable journey in 2023. Let's talk about where we are now in terms of the merger. Where we are. An MOU was signed between KIPCO and Grain Petrochemical Industries, KIPCO, to assess the merger proposition. Due diligence is underway and evaluations are in the process. This will be followed by the fairness review. Then we go to the CMA. From there we go to the Competitiveness Agency and then the Ministry of Commerce, followed by the extraordinary AGMs for the two companies. This will mark the end of the approval process, which we hope will be by the end of August or early September. That is what we hope. Why is this merger important? The merger forms a larger investment holding that would rank amongst the largest in the MENA region. It creates a balanced and diversified portfolio of assets that creates a more stable income stream. It capitalizes on operational synergies and provides the ability to pursue opportunities in new sectors and continue to support the growth of the existing portfolio, thereby creating greater value for all shareholders. This is besides commitment to digital transformation in all our sectors and focusing on tech investments. Post-merger, let's call it KIPCO Plus. As you can see, there will be a more balanced revenue stream and diversification across various sectors: petrochemicals, banking, foodstuff, AMIB, media, insurance, healthcare, and real estate. Are there any questions regarding this topic? Before I hand you over to Mustafa Shami, Deputy CFO, who can take you through KIPCO's performance in 2021. No questions? Please proceed, Mustafa. Thank you, Sheikh Adana. Thank you to everybody in attendance. We will now talk about the performance of 2021, and we begin with KIPCO. 2021 was the year of overcoming the challenge of COVID. KIPCO announced a net profit of KD 7.2 million compared to the restated number of KD 1.1 million in 2020. The group companies also performed well in 2021. 2021 also saw the increase in KIPCO's capital, resulting in raising KD 80 million, representing a KD 64 million increase in paid up and issued capital, and 16 million KD in issuance fees. This capital increase represented a 32% increase in capital and was oversubscribed, reflecting the confidence and trust of the company's shareholders. In terms of the group company's performance in 2021, it was also distinguished. Let's start with Gulf Insurance Group, which saw the completion of the acquisition of AXA's operations in the Gulf region, which is a big transaction valued at around $475 million. AXA Gulf was acquired 100%, in addition to 50% of AXA Saudi. The transaction was financed through banking facilitations, in addition to the issuance of subordinated, perpetual, non-callable 5-year Tier 2 bonds, which is equivalent to the Tier 1 that is issued by banks and supports equity and capital. I want to point out that this was the first bond of its kind to be issued by an insurance company in Kuwait. The bonds were valued at KD 60 million in 2 tranches, half with fixed interest and the other half with variable interest. The AXA deal was also financed through 2 successful capital increases with a total value of KD 57.1 million. GIG's net profit was also very good in 2021, coming to KD 50.2 million. That includes a one-off and only the consolidation of only 4 months of the profits of AXA Gulf and AXA Saudi. While 2022 will see the consolidation of all profits of AXA, and we hope that 2022 will see an increase in GIG's profit. Moving on to Burgan, which also registered excellent profits. The bank announced a net profit of 45 million KD, an increase of 35% over 2021. There is also a 10% increase in total operating revenue and a 21% increase in net operating profit. The bank also successfully raised its capital by 71.25 million KD, which was 2.25 times oversubscribed. This affirms the investors' confidence in the bank's performance. With the overall atmosphere with predictions of interest hikes in 2022, this will have a positive impact on banks in general, and Burgan is one of them, of course. The bank is also continuing along its journey of digitization, which will further support its positive performance. Moving on to United Real Estate, 2021 was the year of weathering COVID, which affected many sectors, but especially hospitality and real estate. During the year, the company went back to positive operational revenue after a loss during COVID. The company continues its construction projects, in particular in Hissa al-Mubarak district. More than 60% of the residential units of Hissa Towers were sold, and 40% of Buyut Hissa. There's a growth in sales, and we look positively to 2022. Work is underway in the commercial district, in Hissa district as well. 24 units were leased in Rawsha View in Lebanon for 5 years, and work is underway to construct a hotel within the Asafid development in Morocco. For OSN, the company witnessed several changes in 2021 in terms of the board of directors and the executive management. Today, there is a shift in the business model with a focus on streaming after the launch of OSN Plus in March 2021. There is also a focus on extended partnerships with major studios such as HBO and Paramount, as well as the production of original content. For United Gulf Holding, the company announced an increase in assets under management by 8% to $14.4 billion. United Gulf Holding, through United Gulf Bank, owns KIPCO Invest, the investment arm of KIPCO. KIPCO Invest announced very good profits of KD 10.4 million for 2021, with an increase of approximately 13% in assets under management to $14.6 billion. For grain petrochemical industries, 2021 was a busy year. The company acquired a 29.5% stake of ATC, which is a pioneering company in healthcare, and ATC was reclassified as an associate of KIPCO. This, of course, falls in line with KIPCO's strategy to diversify its portfolio by acquiring companies that provide good returns. JTC was listed on Borsa Kuwait. JTC is a KIPCO subsidiary with a 60% ownership. KIPCO's financial year ends on March 31st, and as such, its 9-month profit announced on December 31st, 2021 was at KD 5 million. We have reached the end of the SHAFAFIYAH forum. I thank you and we welcome any questions. Thank you for coming. Eid Mubarak. Thank you. Thank you.